Hi, let's talk. I've never really thought I would record a video at night, but here we are. And actually, the vibe is kind of cool, you know. I might actually record at night for every videos that I make. So here we are. I want to just talk about how I never really thought that I would actually become a teacher one day. The closer my posting date approaches me, the more I feel like I need to just talk about it before I actually become a teacher. You know what I'm saying? I am the kind of kid where in primary school, if the teacher would ask me, what is your ambition? I would say, I want to become a teacher only because it's the mainstream answer in the class. Everyone would say they want to become a teacher, but they never really meant it. I said that I want to become a teacher, but I never really thought that I would actually become one, which is happening now. To say that I would want to be a teacher is like a safe answer among everyone, so I feel like it's just right to say that I want to become a teacher rather than actually thinking about what I want to become in the future, you know. It takes a lot of mental process for an individual to actually brainstorm on what they want to be in the future. A lot of stresses, a lot of cortisol releases when actually brainstorming about that. So most people, which includes me, in the past, I don't really want to take the hassle, the work to put into the thought process of thinking about what I want to become in the future. In my mind, it'll eventually come. Like, I would need to make that decision someday, so why think about it now? Now that I'm actually in the place of one step away, literally one step away, I'm just waiting for my posting date now. It feels like somehow I unconsciously manifested the fact that I said in the past that I want to become a teacher, and it feels like an answered prayer, sort of. Feels good, but you know how I think everyone go through this, like when you hit puberty, you will start to have all sorts of identity crisis, and I've been through that myself. I feel like that's a path, that's a phase in your life where you feel like you barely know who you are. You don't even know things about yourself. You feel all sorts of confusion on who you are, why are you here, the purpose of your life. All these heavy questions just starting to hit you, like all of a sudden when you hit puberty. And I have been reading about that on the ways that you could be you, because I feel like people need this. People need to feel like themselves, especially when they are going through these harsh times, these times where they could barely recognize themselves, and it's like losing yourself in the process that you don't even understand what process this is. So I've been reading on that. There are ways, like actually many ways, that you could apply into your life, only so that you would feel like you're becoming yourself again, maybe after a few while of confusion and doubts about yourself. The first one is about practicing even a small act of courage, because when you are taking a risk to do something, it activates your amygdala, which is a part in your brain that process fear, and it also activates ventromedial prefrontal cortex, which is where risk is connected with meaning. Like unconsciously, maybe it doesn't need to be like a life-staking decisions, like it doesn't need to be heavy. You could simply just take one small risk that you're afraid of doing. Maybe you're not very affectionate with your parents or your family members, so maybe you want to set a goal for today. I want to tell my mom that she is beautiful, Maybe I want to tell my dad, just thank him for the things that he's doing. Maybe any act of small courage would do, because it activates the part of your brain that processes that the risk that you're taking actually has meaning in it, and it connects to why you're actually taking the risk, and then it will give you answers to finding what is the purpose of you being in the present where you actually are. And I have a lot of experiences with this, and I believe everyone does. It's just really refreshing to try do something out of your comfort zone every single day. Just try to do something that you know will benefit you, but also hard to do at the same time, because hard things usually are very rewarding when you get past it, when you go through it. And usually the only hard part is the first part, like the actual first step of taking the risk. And then after you actually took the risk, like for example talking to a stranger, I have a lot of attempts of trying to talk to strangers, and I just love connecting with people, especially people I don't know, people I don't recognize, but people who seem nice. Anyone you see on the street, at the shop, anywhere, basically anywhere, to just talk to them. Just a simple hi is very hard to do for me, and I believe that everyone agrees, especially people with social anxiety. Like, this is the one small step that you can take to overcome your fear. And overcoming fear means that you are closer to finding yourself, to actually understanding who you're meant to be behind those fears. So take one small act of courage every single day. Does not matter how small it is. It really does not. The fact that you are there actually taking actions to overcome it is what matters most. I believe in that. I have faith in that. Another thing that I recently adopted is the habit of journaling. I was not into journaling before. I do not do any, like, because for me before, journaling is like pointless almost. I didn't know what it would do for me. I didn't know the benefits of journaling. I just thought, like, why would I even write something that I don't even know what it means? Maybe to me, I was more into poetry writing, like something that actually has meaning in it. But ever since I started writing journal, like literally every single day, I'm not really sure where I started, but I finished one book now. One book full of daily journal entries, and honestly, I could feel like every single time it gets easier for me to write. It gets much more easier for my brain to brainstorm the thought that I want to write in my journal. I really enjoy the fact that it brings my mind so much clarity and peace. By the way, I think my light is gonna be out of battery, so I need to make this as fast as possible. Where was I? About journaling. So journaling, it brings your mind clarity. It doesn't matter if you don't understand what's the purpose of it now, but you will get to that point where you feel like, this is actually benefiting me. This is actually more meaningful than I thought it would be. So journaling. I think the rest of it I will talk in my next video, because my light is almost out of battery, and I also have things to do after this. So yeah, for now I'll share that continuing the next video. Thank you for listening. Bye.